Hey guys, welcome back to my 22 Grom project. So there's just one more thing that I want to do on this bike, and then I'll feel good about the overall aesthetic of it. Again, out of the box, the bike is a pretty cool looking bike, but there's been a few different things that I've wanted to change that I have detailed in the other videos of this series. I've got a lot of things planned for this bike eventually, particularly when it comes to the engine. But there was a few things about the way that the bike looked that I just wanted to make that initial change to feel good about riding it around town. So one thing that I didn't capture the install of, but it was a very straightforward process, was the installation of these Womet-Tech brake and clutch levers from TST Industries. I did the ASV levers on the Monkey. These are very similar. They have slightly sharper looking edges, a little less soft. They both feel fantastic though. Where you actually hold the lever, they're both incredibly comfortable with or without gloves. But in addition to having an easier reach because they're adjustable for, I have a smaller hand than the stock levers, they also look much better than the ones that came out quite a bit further, and the silver I felt just clashed. They also didn't look as, I don't know, maybe technical is the word, as these do. So thanks TST for sending me these levers. Really happy with those. I've also got some comments about the length of my clip-ons. They come out about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches past the Woodcraft clip. I was thinking about machining these down. For now though, I'm going to hold on because these are actually the only points I have to mount something like a RAM mount or something else for a phone. At some point I'm sure I'm going to be running the A-Racer or other engine management system that pushes data to my iPhone, so I need something to clamp onto. Anyway, until I find some other solution, I'm going to leave these slightly long just because I may need to use them for a clamp in the future. But today that last installation is getting rid of these ugly amber front side marker / turn signals. I already got rid of the rears when I did the TST integrated tail light that has the turn signals in the rear light itself. But these I need to get rid of, and it looks like it's going to be pretty straightforward to do. In the SF and OG Grom, they were actually part of the front headlight here, so you had to remove the whole headlight, and while I hadn't done it before, it looked pretty involved. This, since they're integrated into the front instrument cluster here, I think it's just a matter of pulling out these two Allen bolts and swapping it out. So we'll see if it's as easy as I hope it is. But what I have are the Yoshimura turn signals. These are quite a bit shorter and a much smaller profile than the stock ones, of course. And to adapt them to the 2022 bike that I have are these little plastic plates. I can't see them inside the package, but I believe they're just 3D printed or manufactured in some similar way of Delrin or something like that. Nice hard plastic to have a good mounting point and get these in. So let me get these two. Actually, first let me open this up to look at these more carefully. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is like machined Delrin, a nice hard plastic, pretty low profile. Let's get this on the bike. So M5 Allen key to these two bolts, I'm hoping just pops off. It looks like this whole assembly is connected. Yep, and it looks like it probably is going to be that easy. So there's this little, I think it's 10mm nut holding this on, and then the wire coming down. I don't know where this wire connects, but I think I'm going to be splicing into this wire anyway. Let me see what kind of plugs come on the Yoshi lights. Yeah, these are a universal light that just have the regular bullet connectors. So I think instead of fishing this down, since it's going to be a proprietary plug anyway, I think I'm just going to clip it and put bullet connectors on this line. Again, I think that means that I only need to back these nuts off, pull it out, and replace. Alright, and so it was, for the most part, that easy. Again, I guess if you wanted to, we could take the headlight off and... you know what, let me just take the headlight off and see what it looks like. Alright, please forgive the fan noise, it's a hot day here in Florida. So I think I'm going to try to take the headlight off. There's a Allen bolt here and one down here on the left side, and the two same ones on the right side. I believe that'll pull the headlight out so that I can get closer to these wires so that I can do this as cleanly as possible. All right, once in here, there's one plug holding there's one white plug here holding this little clip, and then one clip that goes into the headlight itself. So I can carefully remove this. I think you lift this tab here, and that comes out. All right, and then the whole assembly comes out. So I'm going to take this over to the bench and use this little connector to solder onto the Yoshi lights so that I have a similar length, and then it's just that much cleaner. So let me pull off the other side too, get the Yoshi wires soldered on, and then we'll put it back together on the bike. All right, I've got the left side done. I took a break, had to drop my wife off at the airport. I'm back now to do the right side though, and I also wanted to explain some of the mistakes that I made on the left side that I corrected, but so that you do it correctly when you're installing the set for yourself. So again, the left side now, everything is perfect and neat. A couple mistakes that I made. One is I tried to solder the old plug, the one that comes from the factory harness, to the leads that come off of the Yoshimura product. I just cut both sides, did a nice solder and heat shrink tube, and I thought it was great, except for the fact that the OEM plug then doesn't fit through the nut that comes with the kit to thread onto the actual light post. So that meant I had to cut it off again, and what I decided to do instead, go ahead and leave the male leads, the bullet connectors that come on the Yoshimura product, and then what I did is I cut off the OEM plug and then just soldered, crimped, then soldered the other side of the female side of the bullet connectors to this, so that I can pass it through the nut first, connect it here, and still have the OEM plug snapping in neatly. The other mistake that I made, and just something to note, so the OEM lights come with constant on when power's on, and then when you put the turn signal on, it flashes. Yoshimura product only comes with 2 leads, so I thought I'd be clever and connect both the turn signal light and the constant on light together, and in testing it, I thought that it worked until I realized that was feeding power back to the dash. So when it was on, it would constantly show that the turn signal was a solid on, which isn't what I want to see. So if you do have this set up, you're not able to use the constant on while the engine is on, lights will be clear, and then when you put on the turn signal, it'll flash as normal. When you turn them off, it'll go back to the light being off. But what I did then for this plug is on the right side, green, actually for both sides, is ground. On the right side, the solid blue is the line that you want to connect to the positive lead of the Yoshimura product, and then the solid blue with the white line is the one for constant on, and in this case I just used some heat shrink tubing to cap it off because I won't be using it on this application. So anyway, again, no modifications to the actual Yoshimura light, and the modifications are only to the OEM plug. The process to fit it on is the Delrin cap. Also pay attention, it only goes one direction, so there's a left side and a right side. Then the metal plate, the light goes through it, then a washer and a nut, and then plugged into the OEM harness. So let me go ahead and get this right side installed, and I'll pull the camera in a little bit closer for it. We'll get the light back on, and then the cowling, and then this setup should be finished. All right, so first I mount the plastic Yoshimura bracket. The side that goes up is the one that's a little more curved. The bottom side has a little more of an angle to it, but you can put the cowling on top of it to make sure that it lines up correctly. So that kind of snaps in, it's a really good fit. Then I'll fish through the leads of the light. Then there's this metal backing plate. And then washer. Since I'm tightening this against rubber, I'm also putting a little bit of blue Loctite on here just to keep the nut from rattling off the threads. So I'm going to visually line up that everything is, there's like a line that comes perpendicular or up and down, trying to make sure that that's perpendicular to the ground. The nut is a 13 millimeter. All right, and that's good to go. And again, I really like how this has some flexibility with this rubber joint in the middle, so that if it does bang into something, it's not going to tear it off. It feels like a very high quality product. I really like the it's hard to describe, but kind of like a soft rubbery feel on the rest of the light as well. But it's obviously very well made. And then for the rest of the connections, now we have the bullet connectors. The green and the black go together on the right side. Actually on both sides, it's green and black. And then solid blue and red. Try to get the plastic pieces to overlap to prevent water or it shorting anywhere. And then this harness was inside this group of wires here. Kind of loop these up to keep them in this watertight section. And then that's it. So the engine's still on, or the ignition's still on. Right turn, cancel, left turn, cancel. Alright, so I think most would agree that this is a much better look than the stock amber lights that came on the bike. Again, particularly happy with the quality of the product, the fact that there's rubber mounting so that there's some flexibility in it, and I think it just looks much sharper overall. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching the installation of this product. Thank you again TST Industries for sending me these levers. And I actually ordered these turn signals directly from Yoshimura RD. So I'll put a link to the TST levers from TST Industries and these turn signals from Yoshimura in the description below. Stay tuned for more videos because I do have a lot more products on the way. I did actually order the dual high mount titanium exhaust system that Yoshimura just announced for this bike. I don't think that it's actually going to be shipping until September or October. They emailed me back and said that titanium is particularly hard to come by right now, but really excited about that. I have the G-Craft rear swing arm on order. I also ordered the Michelin Power Pure tires front and rear. I'm actually going to do the 140 rear tire this time. And I've got a lot of other stuff planned for the bike too. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Please subscribe and keep on building.